guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Shannon. Thanks so much for stopping by. I would hope that maybe by the end of the video, you might consider subscribing, ringing the notification bell. I'd love to see you here next time. For those of you that are subscribers already, I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. All right, so I am going to be talking about lash tips today. I've been planning for a while to do a lash tutorial on my channel. I do go live every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I apply a full face and I do a full chatty get ready with me. So you can always pop by. I do always apply lashes there, and that can also give you some insight in the meantime. But I thought maybe coming up with some tips for you guys might be helpful in the meantime, and then it will also give you an opportunity to pick up maybe some of these products you know, before the tutorial goes live. So if you see me looking down, I've written a bunch of notes, and yeah, without further ado, let's dive right in. So number one, I'm gonna get rid of the two tips that are seemingly obvious. Number one is patience is a virtue. It's just like riding a bike, you guys. Patience, patience, patience. Don't let it get the best of you. Don't get frustrated. I know that's so much easier said than done, but truth of the matter is when you get frustrated, when you lose your patience, you start to lose your focus and concentration, and that can tend to make things even more challenging. So just go with the flow. You'll get the hang of it. Just believe that you will get the hang of it, and you will get the hang of it. Number two is obviously practice makes perfect. Practice at night. That's kind of how I started. Go ahead and purchase like a multi-pack of lashes, and that way you have several pairs to play with. And if you mess one up, it's not a big deal. But practice at night. You're going to be removing your makeup anyway. So I would come home, and before removing my makeup, I would practice. I would take a pair and just sort of try to get the hang of it. A lot of it is timing, you know, waiting for the glue to dry and kind of being able to feel out when is the appropriate time to actually go in and apply. So that's kind of part of it as well. But yeah, practice, 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 you guys. Number three, measure and trim your lashes. Typically, for most people, the lashes are far too long, and if you don't trim them, it will make it, number one, uncomfortable. They're either gonna poke in your inner corner, or they're gonna hang out way too far past the actual you know, lash line. It's gonna make them look artificial. Also, by trimming them down, it's gonna make it so much easier to apply them. I promise you guys. We'll go over in depth like trimming your lashes in the tutorial, but I just thought I would share that because trimming is everything. Number four, which glue is best for you? I mean, you're gonna hear recommendations from all these different people of which glue is best. The Huda glue, House of Lashes glue, Duo glue. My favorite glue is the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. This is my absolute favorite, you guys. The reason I love this so much is number one, I've never had an issue with my lashes popping up using this specific glue. I've used several different types of glues. I've never tried like the high-end ones, but I've definitely tried all of the Duo glues. I have tried Allure glue. There was another one too that I've tried, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but honestly, this is my favorite. You get the little brush tip, which makes it really easy to apply an even amount of glue down the lash band, and it's a precise application. And then I also find that this one dries quicker than the Duo glue. I don't have to wait around as long for it to dry down and get tacky like I did with the Duo glue. It comes in black, it comes in clear, and yeah, it's just, it's strong. It holds very well, but yet I don't have an issue removing it when I'm ready to remove it either, if you know what I mean. This is also latex free, so if you do have a latex allergy, this is the one that I would recommend. Do make sure you pay attention. If you do have a latex allergy, make sure you get a latex free glue. That is essential. But yeah, this is my favorite glue. Number five, let the glue dry down. So for reference, I will apply my glue And typically I will fill in an entire brow. I guess it depends on how quickly you do your brows, but that's about how long it takes for it to dry down sufficiently enough to go in. The tackier your glue, the easier it is to apply, because basically what happens is the glue almost forms sort of like a suction. So the second you go to set it down, it's gonna stick instead of slip slide everywhere. I think that's one of the #1 mistakes is you try to apply your lashes when the glue is not dry enough. So definitely keep that in mind. Let your glue dry down. If it's a white glue, it'll start out as white as snow, and then you'll sort of see it transform into more of a blue, kind of turns like a light blue, and also it will be less opaque. So when you start out, it's going to be white and very opaque, and then as it dries down, it's going to turn to like a soft blue, and it will be far less opaque. All right, #6, when trimming your lashes, trim from the outer edge. So that's gonna be this side here. Don't trim from the inner corner, try to trim from the outer corner. Now, some people say that it doesn't matter. I've tried both ways. I personally, in my experience, feel like when you trim from the outer, it makes the lashes look more natural on the eye. All right, #7 is when starting or practicing with lashes, try purchasing lashes that have a thinner lash band. So for instance, Demi Wispies are a great way to go, our Dell Demi Wispies. These are the Salon Perfect 614s, and I don't know if you guys can see, but that band is super duper skinny. So that is gonna be what's easiest to start out with. Now these are far too long. I mean, you can just look and see how long they are. So when you pull them out of the package, another tip that I didn't write down is to sort of grab them with your thumb in the center and pull down and from the center, because that will essentially, you see how it's starting to pull? You don't want to pull from one end because it can tend to either rip the lash or make it curl and do weird things. So pull it down from the center and trim from your outer corner, and just try to find lashes that have thinner bands. For reference, these are Pure Lashes. I love Pure Lashes, but I feel like these are definitely not a beginner lash, because if you can see the difference in that lash band, I mean, they're far thicker. If I hold them up in comparison, I mean, you can see how, hopefully you can see how much thicker that band is compared. These are also great too for going in with no liner. So if you're not great with like liquid liner, gel liner, or a winged liner, if you will, you could use these with no liner and they'll look much more natural than something with a thicker band. So I hope that that was helpful, the reference there. All right, #8 is tight lining. Now, tight lining also takes a little bit of practice, but if you can master the tight line, it will also make your lashes look much more natural. And basically, if you're not familiar with tight lining, it's just taking a black liner and lining the upper waterline. Now, I don't honestly do this on the regular because I find that it usually transfers to my lower lash line or my lower waterline, and I usually do like a colored liner in my lower waterline. So for me personally, I only tight line if I'm doing dark liner and on my under eyes. But it can make it look a little more natural. #9, in the beginning, I recommend applying mascara to fuse the real lashes or your real lashes with your false lashes. I recommend doing mascara after your lashes are on and fully dried down. Again, some people will argue with that and they'll say that you should apply the mascara first. Me personally, I find that when I apply mascara first, it makes it more difficult to get the lashes like close to the lash line because your lashes are sort of curled up and in the way, if you will. So I prefer to apply my lashes before mascara, let them fully dry down, and then I will apply a little bit of mascara to my real lashes to fuse them together. #10, avoid curling lashes in the beginning. So I never curl my lashes when I apply false lashes. Again, I feel like when you curl them, it makes the the lashes harder to apply because your real lashes are essentially in the way. Now, you can also wait for your false lashes to dry down fully and then give them a light curl if you want. I never do that, and I've had people on numerous occasions ask me what mascara I have on, so I must be doing something right. Typically, people just assume that these are my real lashes with a gray mascara. So I don't think it's necessary to curl your lashes. I feel like it kind of complicates things, and it's also an additional step. Number 11 is when you apply your lashes, apply them in the center first. So how I like to do it is typically I'll just hold my lash. I'll sort of, let me see if I can grab one of my lashes. If you see a mess back there, you guys, I'm sorry. I've been working all week. Okay, so typically what I'll do, this is just a pair of lashes I've already trimmed. I've already worn them a couple times. I will hold my lash like this in the center, and then I will apply, like I'll kind of tilt it back, and I will just set it in the center, just like so. I'll let that glue sort of, you know, adhere, and then I'll work my outer corner, and then lastly I'll push in my inner corner. Once I get them sort of applied, I will then sort of close my eyes and just push on the band like this to ensure that the entire band is down. So hopefully that made sense. All right. Number 12 is break in your lashes. So the first couple times, anytime I wear a pair of lashes for the first time, about the third time I apply them is when they give me no issues at all. They've basically taken shape of my eye. It's kind of like breaking in a pair of shoes. The first few times you wear a pair of shoes, they're often uncomfortable, but you got to push through it, and then once you break them in, they become the most comfortable pair of shoes you own. Same concept with the lashes. The more you wear a set of lashes, the more they will take on the natural shape of your eye, and it's just like a pair of gloves. It will be so much easier to apply them. So get through the first couple applications. By the third one, wearing it a full day, you know, it should go on so much easier. Trust me, I swear it's true. Number 14, get your mirror close. Get a mirror. Some people prefer to take like a compact mirror, you know, like something like this mirror here, and, you know, use it like here. I just have like my normal desk mirror, and I will just get close to it. That way you can see what you're doing. If you're trying to apply them in the bathroom where your mirror is far away, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get precise and see exactly where you need to go. So bring your mirror in nice and close. Number 15 is spray your setting spray before applying your lashes. I have found in my experience that sometimes the setting spray or the water, the mist of the spray, can tend to loosen the glue, and if ever I have an issue with like a lash popping up, it's usually when I have sprayed my face after applying my lashes. So I typically apply my lashes, it's usually one of my last steps in my entire makeup application. I definitely always apply them after I spray my face, for sure. Number 16, so with applying mascara after your lashes are on, typically that will coat your lashes in mascara, and it can tend to make your lashes not last as long. But I have found, quite honestly, that just by taking a makeup remover wipe, so I don't have one close to me, but you guys will pretend this is a makeup wipe. So I'll basically take a makeup wipe and I will lay my lashes on the makeup wipe, and then I'll just take some micellar water. So here's an example. This is kind of a crummy example, huh, guys? But I'll take my lash and I'll set it there. I'll take some micellar water. Any micellar water will do, and I'll just sprinkle it all over the lash. I'll let it sit for, 20 seconds or so, just so that micellar water can get in the lash and start to break up the mascara. And then I basically just take the corner of my makeup wipe and I'll sort of, it's kind of hard to do this and show you guys, but I'll just sort of hold the lash down. Obviously we're flat on the table, and then I'll just take the corner of my makeup wipe and just rub it down my lashes, both back and front, and quite honestly, you guys, it removes all of the mascara perfectly. I usually get about 15 wears out of a set of lashes. That is no joke, especially if they're like the band is a thicker band. I will get at least 15 uses out of those lashes before I have to retire them. So there are ways to clean your lashes and keep them nice and tidy in between uses. So that is my preferred way to do so. And then number 17, and the final tip, is remove your glue every time you use. So every time you wear a pair of lashes and you want to rewear them, as you can see, these have glue. Can you see the glue, you guys? See it? It's sort of sticking up there. So basically before, you can do it, some people prefer to do it when they remove. I prefer to do it when I'm going to apply. So I'll basically start in the center. I'll just hold my lash and pull the glue off. By removing the glue, it will also ensure that your lash sticks down to your eye, you know, better. And then of course you don't want the glue to build up, because what happens is when you look down, you can, if you let the glue build up, you'll be able to see chunks of glue, and you don't want that. So definitely remove your glue every time you use, and it will keep your lashes looking perfect. So the last tip, this is kind of one that I'm adding in right here at the end. When removing your lashes, there's several ways to do so. But I typically like to just sort of pull down from the center. Be gentle when you do it. A lot of people say to pull from the out and work your way in. I've always just removed from the center, and I've never had an issue with that. I'm sure the technical way though is to use like makeup remover to sort of loosen the glue. Honestly, you guys, when I get home after a 12-hour day, I'm literally just pulling them off. I personally have never had, you know, too many issues doing it that way. Are you gonna lose a lash here and there? Absolutely. You're gonna lose a lash here and there if you're using false lashes regardless. One way to combat that is to apply coconut oil or castor oil to the lash line every single night. That's gonna help stimulate your lash growth. That way if you're losing any, you're, you know, producing new. So that's also a tip. But I mean, I've always removed them that way, and I've never had an issue. It's not like I'm walking around with like no lashes, you know what I mean? I think that's one of the common misconceptions when people think about using false lashes, is they fear that they're gonna rip all their lashes out, and that has not been my experience, and I've been wearing false lashes for quite a long time. So anyways, you guys, that's all the tips that I have for you. Stay tuned for the tutorial. It will be coming soon, and if you want something in the meantime, you can always join me Saturday for my live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'd love to see you there. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Just ask me down below. Make sure you like this video if you found it helpful and you want to see more sort of tip style videos. And yeah, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye, guys.